Thank you for joining us today for Now You're Cooking. Today we're going to talk about quinoa and cook up a dish that has some good ingredients to make the quinoa good. It's not a favorite of everyone's. My mom claims she doesn't like it, but I think she hasn't had it cooked in a good recipe. So quinoa is spelled Quinoa, quinoa. So if people say, have you ever had quinoa? You can say it's quinoa. Anyway, so it's a natural grain. It's a plant like an amaranth, and it's very high in protein. It's really good for you, very healthy. It's kind of like, can be used in a dish like rice, but it has more protein and is supposedly healthier than rice. So I like quinoa a lot. When you open up the bag and get a smell of it, it's not like, ooh, I can't wait to try that. It's more like, I don't know if I'll like it. And Judy here said it smelled like grass, and I think it kind of smells like dirt. Now, aren't I making this out to be really appetizing? So it's worth a try, though. So it's easy to make. You know, you just pour a cup of it, and it kind of looks like millet. It's this little round grain. Pour a cup of it. Lindsay said it smelled like her bird's food, which is a millet, and actually it is a type of millet. So you put a cup of this in a saucepan, and then I use a can of chicken broth with it, and pour that in the saucepan, bring it to a boil, cover it, and cook it on low for 15 minutes. So it doesn't take very long, and then you take the lid off and fluff it with a fork and let it cool off in the pan. And while that's cooling off, you can make the ingredients that go in our quinoa dish. And last time we talked about zucchini and how prolific it is this time of year. Well, I can say the same for mint. If anyone's ever grown mint before, it takes over. So here's a great way to use fresh mint from your garden. And I cut this out of my yard this morning, and I just pulled the leaves off. Put them here. Like so. And this recipe calls for like 3 or 4 tablespoons of chopped mint. So I cut off 2 sprigs. And pull them off here. And I used to just chop it, but I found out this fun way of slicing it. I guess you'd call it julienne style, and I'll show you that here. I put them in pile, stack on top of each other. Right there. La la la. Cooking is fun. I love to cook, and I like to cook healthy dishes. I'm always trying new ones, so hopefully people will enjoy our Now You're Cooking show, and we can introduce you to lots of yummy food ideas. And so I have it in a stack here, and I cut it on an angle. So I'm not chopping, I'm cutting them in strips, which look really fun and kind of fancy in the dish. There's that. And this quinoa we made ahead of time, and here it is in a bowl. So you just add these ingredients to the quinoa. And also fresh parsley, which is easy to grow in your garden too. Just pull the leaves off the parsley. And this is Italian parsley, not the curly leaf, because the Italian has a lot better flavor. That curly leaf parsley is nice for decoration on the plate, but it doesn't have as much flavor as the Italian parsley. So, and this. Lots of people have never heard of quinoa, and it's becoming more and more popular because it is found, it's an old grain. I mean, it was used by the Aztecs. It's been around a long time, so it's been, I guess, newly discovered for our modern palates. I hope you try this and like it, because it is really different and good and healthy, and it's a good way to use up all that mint. So here's the parsley, and I put it in a pile like this, and same thing, I just cut it down into the pile. And this is like 4 tablespoons or a quarter cup, half cup of parsley too. I tend to not measure things exactly when I'm following a recipe. Sometimes that works, and then sometimes it doesn't. So anyway, I've made this enough times that this will work today. Put that in our dish. And then we have green onions, which are also called scallions. So we need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put the rest over there. And I put them all in a row and then cut the ends off. Of course, we washed these earlier. You can grow these too in your garden. I don't. So let's put them like that and just do thin little slices. And I get into the green parts too. I take off some ends. That. Okay, I pull off the outer, more, I guess, tougher parts, and then cut into the green parts. There we go. This, I mentioned before, I like to compost, so I have a bucket available to throw all these extra non-used vegetation and throw it out in my compost pile. And then I'm just cutting these a little bit smaller. And these are roly-poly. They're rolling all down on the floor. We'll pick them up and eat them later. Not really. This is the meeting room at the library, and this floor you wouldn't want to eat off of. So. Okay, let's put these in here. All right, that's the ingredients. Now we're going to make the dressing. So, I need that back. Fresh lemon juice. I use a lot of fresh lemon juice and lime juice in recipes. So this is gonna smell like onion, but most of it's going in our recipe anyway. Cut them in half or in quarters like so, and I don't like squeezing lemons because it's a lot of work on my hands. So I have one of these. This is my second one. They are great. So you squeeze in a 1/3 cup lemon juice. And we can have this recipe for you all too. And then I turn it over, put it back in. That's a nice juicy lemon. There's that. We have an audience outside our door. That looks good. I'll do one more. And that smells fresh and citrusy. This is so much, fresh lemon juice is so much better than the store-bought lemon juice that comes out of a plastic lemon. It's completely different. So that looks like a 1/3. And then olive oil. You add like a 1/4 cup. I just add that in on top. So now it's up to a 1/2 cup. And then garlic salt. And this you add a teaspoon. So I took the whole cap off, and hopefully I won't dump too much in there. But that's about a teaspoon. And then my spoon is over here. Be right back. Okay, and you stir it up. And pour it on. And then put this over here. Oh, almost forgot, pine nuts. I talked about pine nuts during our zucchini program, and they are kind of expensive, but they're worth it, I think. When you buy them, they're raw, so you need to toast them. I put them in a fry pan and turn the heat on and toast them. You don't need oil or anything. You have to keep your eye on them because they can burn easily. So these are nice and toasty. I like them dark like this because it gives a real nutty, toasty flavor. So you can add in, like 3 or 4 tablespoons pine nuts. And then toss it all around. And this you can serve room temperature or cold. The leftovers you can put in the refrigerator and then just get them out and let them sit on the counter for a bit and eat it cold. It's a good fresh summer dish. So, all right. We'll get Lindsay in here. She's good at being a guinea pig with trying these recipes. So we'll see if she likes it and if she still thinks it tastes like what her bird food smells like. Thank you, and we'll clean all this up. We'll put it on plates, and we'll get Lindsay in here, and we'll see how she likes it. I think it's delicious. So
let's see. That actually is really good. Oh.
It is, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. Doesn't it taste
Oh,
healthy
that's
and
good.
nutty and?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the nut flavor in there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Everyone should try this. Get their family hooked on quinoa. Thanks for joining us today. Now you're cooking.